Well, a hearty welcome to Oscar Nsitse Football, where we engage and discuss on anything to do with football from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. It's CAF Champions League match day 2 results. Majority of the games have been played with only Al Ahly and Simba tomorrow to play their matches. And because of the AFCON that will be played in a few weeks' time in Morocco, that means that match day 3 of CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup will only be played next year, 2026, in February, I think. Let's just go through some results that I've followed and some matches or highlights that I've really been tracking down. The big one being that Group B involving Young Africans of Tanzania, Kabili of Algeria, and then AF Rabat of Morocco, and the club of the century, Al Ahly. Now, you know what, I really want to say this to CAF, that they need to stamp their authority, stamp down their authority, because I know I might sound biased in saying this or generalizing, but a lot of games involving North Africans, you will see all these theatrics towards match officials, or really the desperation to win the game at all costs, or them not accepting defeat. We saw what happened in Rwanda when Al Hilal of Sudan were hosting Alger of that is coached by Rhulani Mokwena. The drama at the end when they were chasing one player. Whoever is guilty, it doesn't really matter whether it's a Sudanese player or the player from the Algerian team. It must be fine. There must be investigation, and people must be penalized, because they are giving this wrong, dramatic picture of CAF. Now, today, or yesterday rather, the game between Al Ahly of Egypt playing AFR of Rabat, yet again, there was an object thrown into the field, and there was just drama between the players when the home team were trying to hide this object. As to how it got onto the field, maybe it was the fans. Yet again, it's a team. AF Rabat, at some point they were leading. Al Ahly equalized. It's a team that does not want. They want to win at all cost. Really, CAF must do something with this, because the same habits we might see them in Morocco. Morocco are the host nation of this year's AFCON. So we don't want these. For the longest time, North African clubs have continued with these things. If you look at the game between Sundowns and MC Alger, these guys, they were falling like a sack of potatoes, and any touch on them, all of them will just run to the match officials. Just gives an ugly image of what CAF Champions League football is really all about. Now, if you go to the game between Mamelodi Sundowns and MC Alger of Algeria, now on the side of Rhulani Mokwena's boys, the expectation is you're playing at home. You lost your first game against the Al Hilal, who are not playing in their country because of the war in Sudan. They are now playing in Rwanda. They lost that game. So you'd expect that Rhulani Mokwena with his boys playing at home. This match, it was sold out within 2 hours. Tickets being released to the public. You'd expect for them really to go at Sundowns. I think that Rhulani Mokwena also respected Mamelodi Sundowns too much. I really feel bad for the fans, because as a expectation that you're playing at home, you really want to see a goal. You really want to see your boys going all out. This is not to say that chances were not created. If you are to take the chances that were created by MC Alger and give it to a team like Al Ahly, be rest assured, one or two of those chances would have been buried. Clearly, this talks of the quality of MC Alger players. As much as we respect Rhulani Mokwena, but probably he does not have the same capacity or quality players that he had at Wydad Casablanca or even at Mamelodi Sundowns. Some of the chances, I mean, there was one that the boy just had to lobby over. Majority of us thought it was offside. He has a simple job of just lobbying it over Ronza Williams. He missed it. We all thought it was offside, but it was not. And on the side of Mamelodi Sundowns, no shots on target, no really great chance. The only chance I remember, if I could call it a chance, maybe it's a half chance, is a ball coming from Marcelo Allende, whom I think was the best player on the side of Mamelodi Sundowns. We call him the one who recycles. He really tried, to fit in everyone. He put in the ball in the box, and who else but Teshrik Matthews, yet again. I don't know what was he thinking. Maybe a doubt of whether should I go for a diving header or not. I think the ball just hit his thigh and it went off the pole. So was not much, but Mamelodi Sundowns fans should know by now that playing away from home under Miguel Cardoso, we should expect such performances, because in Africa, or CAF Champions League rather, it's not the same as playing in the Betway Premiership. When you go away from home, you play not to lose the game. Clearly, the goal and the objective of Miguel Cardoso for Mamelodi Sundowns was not to lose that game. And if you look at the system he played yesterday, I think the only surprise inclusion for me was a Divine Lunga in place of Obri Mudiba. And probably the logic behind putting in a Divine Lunga, the Zimbabwean international, was also just because he also adds a bit of height, a bit of physicality when Sundowns is defending. So maybe that was the logic behind it. And it was a back four with the sitting two of Marcelo Allende and a Tebogo Mokwena, a double eight of Resinho and Nuno Santos, the most forward players being Teshrik Matthews and Reyners. The performance was not pleasing at all. But we can't be unhappy coming back with the point in group stages, because the most points you need in the group are probably 10 points for you to get to the knockout stages, and that's how things have been all of these years. Win all of your home games, that's a guaranteed 9 points, and when you go away from home, ensure that you don't lose any game. There's really nothing to write home about on this game, except to say that it was a technical battle between a Mokwena and a Godinho. On the side of Mokwena, his boys really tried, and maybe they also succeeded in suffocating a Tebogo Mokwena, who is one player that we use to start a whole lot of things for Sundowns. He connects the defense with the midfield, and whenever he was on the ball, he was more often than not forced to play a back pass. I think there's nothing as frustrating as looking at Mamelodi's these days, today's Mamelodi Sundowns, of playing these back passes. I mean, it's really frustrating. But obviously, the game coming to Loftus, it's going to be a different ball game. But on the side of MC Alger, I think they need some players come January transfer window. I mean, it's one club that's owned by the biggest company in Africa. Hopefully, they'll give a Rhulani Mokwena some injection, so he can get some players to change everything there. Yes, he can dominate the Algerian league, but when you come to CAF Champions League, it's a whole different game. Mamelodi Sundowns, we are obsessed with winning the second star or winning CAF Champions League. And if the club is really obsessed with winning CAF Champions League, and it means that they will continue with this type of football under Miguel Cardoso, because Miguel Cardoso types of football fits for CAF Champions League. We will reach the final again, but we might be. I'm not saying we're going to reach it, but I'm just saying this type of football in CAF Champions League is one that will take you to the finals. I mean, if you look at how we played last season, quarterfinals against Esperance, semi-final against Alali, it was similar performances. The final, we met our match in Pyramid FC, and I just don't know. I mean, if you look at what we're trying to do with the Resinho and Nuno Santos playing those crosses into the box, it would have been better to throw in someone like a Shaluli. I'm not sure if Shaluli is injured or not, or throw in a Lebu Mutiba, who is a figure that can really fight for those headers. If you look at Reyners, Matthews, it's not the best of players if you want to score anything from the air. But overall, 4 points, and I think if Al Hilal they defeat the team from Nigeria, they'll probably be on 6 points. I don't think the Nigerian team is getting anything, even if they're playing at home. Al Hilal, they know how to play CAF Champions League football, and they are a constant feature in the knockout stages. Yes, if you're seeing this space and this content for the very first time, love it if you join this family. Do comment on the section below as to how are you impressed? Are you just disappointed with Mamelodi Sundowns' way of playing nowadays? I don't know. Let me sign out by declaring, may my God bless you all.